Hi, John Marshall, DrillMaster. This is, I'm assuming this is Paint Branch High School, and Paint Branch is a Navy JROTC. Got the, unfortunately, there's a big play button there, and once I click it, then it'll go. But what I wanted to note here is that there's a couple of things that need to be adjusted here. So first, guards, you're just kind of, you've got your hands there, just barely keeping the rifle in place. Fingers need to be extended and joined. But you know this. The rifle needs to be rocked back on the butt of the heel so that your thumb is along the seam of the trouser legs. Colors need to be tucked. Now, I shouldn't say tucked. It should be gathered. Marine Corps order says that it's not tucked, and it's not tucked in that you don't gather up the flag and then tuck it, throw it behind you under your arm like that. What's done in ceremonial drill. So it's only going to be gathered and then right behind your arm. But it needs to happen. It needs to be under the right arm to the right of the flagstaff. And then the National doesn't have fringe. That's great. Good job. It should have red, white, and it should have a red, white, and blue cord and tassels. And then the Navy JROTC flag is, correct me if I'm wrong, it's the battalion, the infantry battalion flag, and the infantry battalion flag doesn't receive fringe for some reason. I don't know exactly why. I'll get with Professor Flag on that, but from what I understand, it doesn't receive fringe. So this, although it looks odd to me, this I'm thinking this is the proper setup for your equipment. Now you have a battalion lance here as the finial for the National, which is great. However, the battle axe battalion lance is gold in color, and your finial here, your middle screw joint, and also your finial, your ferrule there, and the upper ferrule and lower ferrule also need to be gold in color if you're going to have that. But you have two different finials here. You have the Army spearhead, or what's called the spade, and the spade needs you either have to have both battle axes or both spades. Now, JROTC is peculiar in that you don't get issued this equipment. You have to purchase the equipment, and it's a low. So I understand why most JROTCs buy the flagstaff, the light ash wood flagstaff, perfect, good job. But then the silver metal, silver in color metal, and then the spade there. So I get that, but it both have to have the same staff, same color metal, and then the same finial up there as well. All right, so I'm not going to turn on the sound because there's an announcer. This is I think it's a basketball game. Anyway, there's an announcer who's coming in nice and loud over the PA system, and it's just going to be there we go. Okay, so I'll just keep the sound off. So on the command carry, the national bearer is going to come up and then hover. Now, I'll tell you what, let me pause this. I want to show you what the hover is supposed to look like. Okay, I know this looks goofy, but it suffices. All right, so what you're going to do, Commander, you're going to give carry, you're going to bring the staff up so that, let me bring this down a little lower. There we go. You're going to bring the staff up so that you can hold the lower ferrule right above the harness socket, okay? You're not going to put it anywhere else and then look down as you're going to. I just played a few seconds of this just to get the gist of what was going on here. That's why I know that the announcer is so loud. So you're going to give carry, come right up, don't make sound like I did, come right up. This is really awkward, this high. And then you're going to give colors. The other bearer is going to bring the staff up, and then you're going to give ready, cut. And you're going to push the socket, or push the lower ferrule into the socket there. Now, holding the if you can see this, holding the I'll tell you what. Let me bring this up just a bit bigger. There, that might help. So, holding the harness socket with at least your pinky, and then holding the ferrule with the rest of your hand. You can see here, there's at least an inch or so, and everything's covered. You've got it so that all you have to do then is give ready, cut, and you put it in. I'm trying to get it to where ready, cut, there. So the ferrule came through that the hole in the bottom of the socket. That's what you need to do as you bring in, or as you bring up the staffs. I know you have the skinnier leather straps with that plastic. I hate those things. The plastic harness socket. But do the best you can in modifying what I just showed you, so that you're going to look so much better, and it's also proper technique as well. So left guard. You just did this. Don't do that. Bring it, both of the guards. You bring the rifle up, plant your hands wherever they need to be, and then you move into shoulder. Right guard, right here. What you're doing is this. You're placing the rifle with both hands, and then you're going to bring your hand down here. Elbows need to be relaxed. I'm pretty sure you both don't flare those elbows, and that's a good thing. Well, you are kind of flared there for the elbows, but notice now both of the color bearers, your right hand needs to be right in front of your mouth, and the left hand needs to be cut away, because as soon as you give ready cut, that's what that's for. You cut the left hand away. It should be at your side, and you're going to march. You're going to form and march at close interval. So you never cut your left hands away. You're more walking than marching. And that was a huge step as well. Grip needs to be split here with the index finger on for the rifle guards. The split there, and then tuck that thumb into the curl of the thumb. I watched right rifle guard, and since I don't have the sound on, I can't hear when the command is given. The national flagstaff needs to be straight up and down. It needs to be vertical. You have a slight angle for it, and that's not a proper carry technique. So, not bad on the technique for the right rifle guard. I saw that both of the guards went to present that last movement together. I'm not sure if they had the different counts. Left rifle guard moves first, then both rifle guards. I'm not sure if they had that pause in there. But for the guards, what you're going to do is place that thumb right behind the small of the stock, and then flare that hand at about a 45-degree angle down, just like that. You're not going to wrap your fingers like I see the right rifle guard doing. And then you didn't stop in line. And you're stomping way, oh my goodness. So half step is a toe strike. it's not a stomp, and all of you are just stomping really hard. You're just slamming those feet right into the deck, and you really need to take larger steps when you can, and it's a mix of larger and smaller steps. This is I wish I could. Yeah, left rifle guard, you're just slamming those feet in there, and you're also slamming the entire foot, so you have a whole foot strike. So don't step back and don't do an about face. Don't step back, don't do an about face. Two things that are forbidden on color guard, and that is to do an about face and rear march. Those things you don't do at all. You don't fall out like you fall out in a platoon or company formation. All you do is walk away. Actually, all formations, all you have to do is walk away when given fall out or dismissed. That's all you have to do. There's nothing special that has to happen, like a step back, about face, a chant, whatever. Now, for platoons and companies that want something specialized, fine. That's okay. Especially cadets, you're going to do that, and it's a little bit of a motivational thing. But color guard, nope, don't do it. Don't do it at all. Just strictly fall out. All right. So now I'm going to pause this. I'll play the other colors presentation video, and I'll go over that. All right, we're back. Good. So one thing that I try to do is make sure that nobody can see the whoever is requesting the feedback. Sometimes I know that some cadets, some people will use my platform to communicate to others because they can't say what they have to say in person, and I get that. I don't think this is the case at all. Not at all. But anyway, let me, let's see if we can get this a little bit bigger here. There we go. I think that'll work better. Excellent. So not too bad, although still you color bearers, you got the hands kind of here, whatever. It doesn't seem like a big deal, that type of thing. And there's a lack of precision. So even though so left rifle, even though you're coming across, your elbow still needs to be as down as far as possible. Now, I say as far as possible. I don't mean to be indelicate. Understand you're built differently as a female. So whatever is more physically comfortable for you, that's fine. What I'm trying to get at is you don't want the elbow flared just like this when you flare at right shoulder. All right, elbow has to be down, elbow has to be tucked. And if that's the comfortable position for you, fine, not a problem. Just want you to be aware. All right, and then I can see right through here. This is kind of more or less what the arm looks like for right rifle guard. So really, it needs to be flat. The whole arm needs to be flat, just like a salute. Opposite arm, but just like a salute, and then elbow tucked down. Not this, and definitely not having the palm horizontal. Grips again need to be just like the previous video. You got to split the heel of the buttstock and then tuck that thumb into the curl. On the command ready cut, the left hands need to be dropped, color bearers. Right hand needs. Oh, and so I did listen to a few seconds of both of the videos before. I heard the announcer, but I also heard left, 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 right, left, left, constantly, just calling cadence. if you don't have to call cadence, then don't. And here, you don't have to call cadence unless something major happens to where you really need to call cadence. And if you really need to call cadence, then you really need to practice more. It'd be best to not have any cadence whatsoever. Just the teams hasn't practiced all that much together, it looks like, and the excuse me, even the other team didn't really look like they practiced all that much. They're not in sync. They're not acting as one. Well, it would have been nice to have the camera on the team the entire time. Well, at least the spade's flat here. That's good. But then again, if you're twisting, so I don't know. If you have spades, then there's no twist when you come out. If you have, if you have a spade, then there is a twist when you come out. For the battle axe, though, there's no twist. And it looks like here, the middle screw joint, it looks like it needs some maintenance. Tighten those screws. You might have to put a couple of take it apart, put a couple of toothpicks in there, wedge that wood in there really tightly, and then put the screws back in. Just if you have a flagstaff with the middle screw joint that has two screws, screw across from each other here, and then one up here going the opposite way. This is the best that you can get. Honestly, these are just absolutely fantastic. And then these nice, big, thick threads that are not the little fine, garbagey kind. Guard's not on the... little bit of stomping going on here. Really, you need to... So as you mark time, the toe needs to leave the deck last and strike first. That's how you should be marching in place. Not like this, which some cadets do. Well, actually, some, almost, any age, doesn't matter. Some people will march in place like this when it should be leaving the toe behind and then having it strike first, like that, so that your ankle relaxes. You gave halt and then forward march. Should have given forward march. You need to get off the court as quickly as possible. And then you did the same thing. So at least the national doesn't fall out like that, but nobody should fall out by stepping back and especially doing a right or an about face. Even the guards, the guidance is the whole color guard. Doesn't about face, doesn't rear march. So, or in your case, to the rear march. Thank you so much for the critique request. I really appreciate it. And actually, not being able to pause the or not having paused the video so often it helps me speed up my commentary a little bit. So that was good. I could probably go back through and talk for days. Anyway, if you have any questions, please let me know. I appreciate it. Thank you for watching.